Alright guys, today, this is what we're working on.
So this is my 87 C20, also known as an R20, Chevy Scottsdale. This was a day it was given to me by my stepfather. I never really liked the wheels on it. They were always mismatched, so the first thing I did was buy a set of wheels from a family friend. His name was Rick. Really good guy. He gave me a great deal at 17 for $100. I remember putting spark plugs and doing an oil change this day, and I remember how much this truck meant to me because I took my senior photos in it. Around August of 2017, I had an accident, didn't have the money, totaled the other guy's car, messed mine up real bad, and then 7 years later, I finally got enough funds to scrap it back home. Ended up back in the field that I pulled it out of, but I wouldn't let it stay there. Eventually moved to my friend's where I got a lot more done. And if you guys don't mind, like and subscribe. It means a lot. I'm new to this, so if there's anything you like or don't like, let me know in the comments. This is the first day I got it to where I could actually get some work done to it. The first thing I committed myself to do was the fuel pump. So me and Blake moved the fuel pump, moved the bed off of the frame. That's the first look I got of the fuel pump, and it's all cut up and nasty. So I installed a new one with some shorter hoses, got it all hooked up, and turned out that wasn't even the issue. We couldn't get it to run or to start up, but I could get it to fire off of some starter fluid. And this truck had set at my grandfather's for a while as well. This is the first startup we got of it, where it was actually idling by itself. Turned out the only issue was the EMC fuse. I think my grandfather took it out so nobody would steal it and forgot to tell me. But that's what the door panel looked like after sitting outside for a while. That's what it looked like. That's what the dash looked like after I had tried to clean it up. So I might be able to save them. I'm not sure yet. I hope I can. Cheaper the better. This was the day that I brought some new tires to put on the wheels. Those ones were a little skidded up if you can't tell. So I thought that the tires really gave it a really nice stance. It is a two-wheel drive truck, but still looks nice and lifted. We've got a pretty bad flywheel knock that we're gonna address. This is my beautiful girlfriend, Sophie. I made her come out and start washing it. Shout out to Sophie. She helps me out a lot through all of this stuff. This is shortly after I got the seat. I plan on painting this seat black or dyeing it black. It is a Suburban seat, so it doesn't recline like it's supposed to, but it shouldn't be too hard to, fabricate something up to get it to recline. Or just, use this for a normal seat that needs rebuilt. That's the old Suburban seat I had in there that was too small.
Thought we had all the pieces, like the trims.
This is the day that I had gotten back from the junkyard and got all the pieces to install the lights and everything.
Headlights are not
For some reason, I can't get the headlights to work. I assume it's a light switch, just a switch, but
good news is
the blinkers are working fine.
In the daytime.
So if I need to drive it at daytime, that's fine. This was around the last time I got to work on it at Blake's. There's the new trim pieces I got. I finally got the grill. This was our install of the window that needed to be done. Put a new window felt in as well. We also changed out the door locks and put in some new door strikers to help shut the door easily, like you'll see here. If you had an old square body and need to make it to where the door shuts a little easier and not slam it shut, there's a little door striker right there under the handle on the cab, and it'll help out a lot. This was the first official drive after I got it home.
Gonna need a tune-up.
Moved it down to the gas station to get some gas. Obviously gotta fix that
flywheel, but still shifting fine. Not getting hot yet.
This was the last day I had it at Blake's. First day I had it at my grandfather's. This is where we're gonna get some more work done to it and drop the transmission.
Alright guys, today's the first day to be working on that square body. Got it pulled into the garage. Main goal today is to start getting it cleaned up. Might pull the seat out of it today and pull off the doors eventually. I've got about 15 days to work on it, so we got to do minimal work, only the work that we can do. We're going to be cleaning up the doors, getting all that dust and crap off. Maybe buying new door panels. We'll see. We're going to try to fix the dash, clean up all of our instrument panel. I'm going to pull out the seat. We're going to clean up the ground. The floor panel, I mean. Clean up the floor panel, get rid of all this old plastic stuff. Try to save what we can. Gun racks are staying in there. I'm going to clean up all the interior. I think I said we're going to pull out that dash and fix it. Got a couple of stupid little parts in here to put in it. There's like a little push to start with a couple other switches down there in that box, and got a temp gauge, and that's most of it. We got to do an oil change. Well, first thing though is gonna be down here. We're gonna try to figure out why this torque converter is knocking, which will be fun, but to be continued. This is the bottom of her. Got some surface rust. The frame's in really good condition though.
Well, the next video will mainly be me working on the truck getting ready to drop the transmission and or slide it back to replace this flywheel. If you watch closely here, you can see a lot of flex in the flywheel and movement in the torque converter whenever I give the engine gas. Right there. This leads me to believe that it could be a cracked flywheel flex plate. So it's going to be our first fix after we get the transmission out. Alright. Here I finally got to get some work done with my grandfather. He's 90 years old.
It don't take a whole lot. It don't take much, so
I know, I'm just getting all of them. There's 3 sets of them. Anything on here I should do? I replaced these not too long ago, so it shuts easier.
go ahead and block it.
Oh, block the front, you're right.
Yeah.
This was mainly
And I'm
just
gonna
us
put
getting
some
set up
jack stand in the front.
for the transmission work. Got a lot more video to edit. But this is a good update.
My eyesight is really getting bad.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't see hardly.
Setting up my jack stands.
Alright guys, Today, this is what we're working on. I've already got stuff done, so this is an after fact of what's been happened already. But originally we had planned on doing it in the garage. Grandpa didn't really want it done in the garage because he wanted us to move it in and out. And now that the drive shaft's down and out of it, can't really move it in and out unless we want to push it or pull it with a vehicle. And we decided on just setting it up here. Ain't that big of a deal to do this crap outside. I've done it outside before. Just got to deal with all the spiders and the bugs and all of the shit pulling my hair and all that stuff. But got it on jack stands today. Got it on the ramps. Started just getting everything ready for the transmission drop. I don't know if we're going to drop it. We're just going to scoot it back. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. But what I can tell you is all the bolts are almost broke free except for the 3 on the belt housing and like flywheel torque converter bolts. Drive shaft is out. So tomorrow, plan is we're going to drop that cross member. After we drop the cross member, we're going to let that jack down slowly. Hopefully that jack right there and underneath, I don't know if you guys can see, it'll let that engine and transmission tilt. And the reason why we need to do that is because those 3 bolts on the top of the bell housing are really hard to get to unless you get yourself some more clearance there. Only way I know how to do it is to do it that way and then get like 6 foot of extensions and break them loose like that. So if you guys have a different option or a different idea or know how to do it a different way, better way, you can let me know. But that's the plan. Tomorrow we're going to drop the cross member and let it sag. We'll decide on if we want to just take the transmission all the way out or not tomorrow. It's not that big of a deal if we do. I got some all thread that I can put in the bottom 4 bolts of the bell housing into the engine, so we can just slide the sucker right back on there when we're done. Shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. But got everything set up for today. That's where we're at. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Cade from KD's Garage. Hopefully it amounts to something, you know, new to content creating. But I've always thought it was cool. Lots of people I admire that do this, and it's always been a hobby of mine to work on this truck. Had it for almost 12 to 13 years. I can't remember what year I got this exactly. 2013, 2014. My freshman year of high school. And I crashed into somebody in 2017 and didn't have the money to afford to repair. So 7 years later, it's set in a field. Had a window busted out of it. Ruined the interior. So I'm going to have to redo a lot of it. It's not going to be cheap. And it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be a hell of a lot better than it was sitting in that field. And one thing I really have to say is the amount of joy that I've gotten from this truck and just being out here and working on it with the people who have said they wanted to work on it with me brings me a lot of joy. My grandfather is 90 years old, wants to come help me. My father is 60, he's trying to come help me. My stepdad at the time, who had gave me this vehicle, would be more than happy to come help. Just a lot of people who mean a lot to this build that we'll talk about in the future. No reason we should let them miss out for all of the good stuff that they did. But like I said, this is Cade from KD's Garage. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'm new to this. If there's anything you think I should do different or anything you like more than others, let me know. I'm here to make friends. You know, I'm here for you guys' ideas. I'm new to this. I don't know everything, but I know that this is a damn good truck and be ashamed to let it go to waste. So that's what we're doing, man. We're going to put it back together.